Okay, this is a walk around of my 1960 Plymouth Belvedere two-door sedan. It sat for about 30 years, originally from Montana. I got it back on the road. I bought it about 5 years ago, and I think I've had it back on the road about 4 now. So the passenger side is its good side, where the fender is very clean and pretty straight. There's a little tweak in it right down here. There's a little crease. The stainless steel trim on it is fairly straight, as it is on the door. This door, again, passenger side, is pretty straight. It's hard to see, but I believe there are some very light depressions in the door here, but it's hard to feel. Rocker on this side is in pretty good shape as well. Back here in the rear quarter, there's the bottom is kind of hanging off there just a little bit. The wheel well is pretty solid, but there's a couple little spots here where it's bubbling, and I think there might be like a little crack through right here, but otherwise this side is pretty good. Get around to the back of the car. As far as I can tell, the deck lid is pretty straight. There is a dent here where the back of the car is shoved in, but I'm sure that could be pushed out. Otherwise, it's pretty solid back here. I don't have the key for the trunk, so I removed the lock. You can get in there with just a screwdriver. Taillight housings and are okay, but the bumpers kind of got some waves to it down there at the bottom. I'm going to sneak all the way back around the other side. Here you can see the parcel shelf, if there was one, is missing, and the seat's been recovered once, and it too is kind of peeling off in the back. All the glass is good in this car. There aren't any cracks or anything. Getting to the front of the car, the grille would be nice, except for someone jammed something in up there at some point. I've got 2 fairly decent headlight rings on this car, and then 2 that are sort of beat up. So that one's kind of beat up. You can see, here on the top, and then also on the bottom there. This one's fairly straight. It's not perfect. Got a nice emblem. There's a little snag in the bumper there. It's just kind of like pulled up. And then here, this headlight ring is pretty beat, and then this outside one right here is fairly straight. This car was used to like go fishing, and it's hard to see, but this bottom sheet metal panel is all beat up all the way across. You can really see it over here, all the way across the front of the car. But underneath the car is straight and solid. Subframe's in good shape, front and rear. Trunk floor is in good shape. So here on this side, at some point it looks like this door hyperextended. Like when the door opened, it didn't stop, and it just kept going and jammed itself into the fender. I don't know how far these doors are supposed to open, but that seems pretty far. If I look at the hinge itself, you can see it's got a big crack right here. It's really stressed, but I do have a good set of hinges, and I actually have a nice straight door in storage in my basement that would go along with the car. So unfortunately, the trim here, I don't know if it would straighten out because there's a buckle in the fender, but that trim would be in nice shape otherwise. And same with this last piece. I don't know how hard it is to straighten stainless, but it's real straight until here, and maybe even the door one could be salvaged. I'm not sure, because again, it's jammed up here in the beginning and a little crease there, but otherwise it's straight. It's not really rotted on the fender. The door is solid, other than again being real mashed up there, but I have a good door. This side, the rocker has some rust through here, and much more so in the rear quarter, and it's rotted through on the wheel well lip here and in the rear quarter panel also. We'll go under the hood of the car. I guess I should go through the hood. The hood is mostly straight. It's hard to see, but there's like a dent here, and that gives it a kind of a high spot right here next to it. And there's a dinger right in the center here, just off the center. But all the letters are there in a good shape. Open the hood. Really homemade safety